In 2025, a dig on Oak Island has left everyone stunned. Paths hidden beneath the swamp and a precious gem found on Lot 5 all point to someone who did something big here a long time ago. The team says, if we find the flood-stopping clue, we can go straight to where the real thing is hidden. The question now is this really a path leading to that centuries-old treasure? Or are we just following a rumor again? Did you find anything? A team member asked as he peered down. Wait a second. Maybe there's something. Whatever it is, it's clear that Oak Island is closer than ever to revealing its biggest secret. The Money Pit's origins. In 1795, something happened on a small island in Nova Scotia that puzzled people for centuries. Most people were engaged in farming or fishing at that time. But three boys, Daniel McGinnis, John Smith, and Anthony Vaughan, saw something different that day. They saw a round hole in the ground, about 13 feet wide. The trees around it looked as if they had been cut down recently. Above it hung an old wooden structure, something that someone had built for pulling and lifting. Out of curiosity, the three started digging. After digging just 2 feet, they found stones that did not belong to that area. At 10 feet, a flat layer of wood was found, properly fitted into the walls. At 20 feet, a similar structure was found. Then, at 30 feet. These clues at every depth only increased their hopes. Maybe there was some treasure hidden below. But the truth? They kept finding only soil. Within a few years, word spread. In 1704, the Onslow Company arrived, this time with bigger digging tools and a firm plan. They kept digging, finding layers of wood every 10 feet, 40 feet, 50, then 60. But at 90 feet, they found a stone tablet with strange symbols carved on it. One man later claimed it read, 40 feet below this, 2 million pounds are buried. But before they could go any lower, the hole suddenly began filling with water, straight up to 60 feet. They tried to pump out the water, set up pumps, dug tunnels from the side, but failed every time. It seemed as if the hole was built to drown itself. This is where the story took off. It wasn't just an excavation anymore. It became a puzzle, a trap, behind which something big was probably lurking. People began to speculate. Was it the treasure of the infamous pirate Captain Kidd? Or the lost jewels of a French king? Some even said it was a hidden secret of the Knights Templar. When the excavations found traces of coconut fibers, which are not found in Nova Scotia, it raised questions about whether the material must have been brought there from afar. The layers of wood, the sinkholes that filled with water. All of this suggests that the hole was not natural, but was created by someone on purpose. But the skeptics had a point. The land on Oak Island is a complex puzzle, filled with limestone, sinkholes, and icy soil. Is it all just nature's trick, playing on people's greed? Nobody cared about geology back then. They only saw one thing: gold. What started as a digging operation by some teenagers in 1795 has never stopped. Everyone from farmers to presidents has been drawn into the mystery. And now, in 2025, that old beginning is shaking the ground again, throwing up new clues, new hopes, and maybe real answers. Centuries of treasure hunts. That was just the beginning. For the next 200 years, Oak Island became a treasure hunting ground. Each time a new team arrived, bringing new hopes, and each time leaving a new question. After the Onslow Company left, the Truro Company resumed digging in 1849. They reached 86 feet, and again found coconut fiber and charcoal. But just as hope rose, the hole filled with water again. They tried to tunnel from one side, but that too collapsed. In 1861, the Oak Island Association dug deeper. This time, a pump burst, killing a worker. This was the first time someone had died in the search for the treasure. And this is where the rumor that it would take 7 lives to find the treasure began. 5 more people lost their lives after that. In 1909, the story took another turn. 27-year-old Franklin D. Roosevelt, who would later become President of the United States, joined the dig with the Old Gold Salvage Company. They conducted excavations, finding tools such as axes and lamp parts, but the treasure was still not found. Despite this, Roosevelt remained attached to the mystery for the rest of his life, even after he became president. In the 1930s, a man named William Chappell came. At a depth of 153 feet, he found wood, metal, and some shiny particles. He claimed that he had reached the vault, but the money ran out, and he had to abandon the excavation midway. Then in 1965, Bob Restall started digging with a team. They built a steel-lined tunnel near the pit, borehole 10X. Inside, some caves were found, which were probably man-made. But one day an accident happened during the excavation. Restall and 3 more people died. By now, 6 people had lost their lives. It started to seem scary. Every excavation kept leaving some clues. Once a 17th century Spanish coin was found from the swamp. Sometimes pieces of ink-stained paper came out from some depth. A stone was found on which there were strange markings. Whether they were real or fake, it has not been decided till date. Several companies poured millions of dollars into Smith's Cove. Some installed steam pumps. Others even used dynamite to search for water-filled tunnels. Some thought they had it, but geologist Robert Dunfield said plainly, "These are natural caves." Still, year after year, artifacts kept turning up. Human bones, lead crosses, old logs. The question now is this really evidence of treasure, or just the stuff left behind by people who have been after the mystery for hundreds of years? Oak Island's soil itself is a problem. The limestone ground here dissolves over time and creates empty spaces inside, because of which it is common for the holes to fill with water. Many experts clearly said that the money pit is not a treasure, but a sinkhole that people made bigger than their expectations. But one thing is troubling. The coconut fiber and the old lead cross, which were found at this place, are not produced in Canada. That means someone came here even before 1795 and definitely did some work. By the 21st century, Oak Island had become a name. Half history, half mystery. For some, it was a dream. For some, it was a deception. But everyone wanted to know what really was hidden below. The Lagina brothers take over. Sometimes a childhood obsession can last a lifetime. Rick Lagina read the story of Oak Island in a Reader's Digest magazine in 1965, and he's never forgotten it. His brother Marty, an engineer by trade and with no shortage of money, decided to turn this dream into reality. In 2006, the brothers bought most of Oak Island. Then came people like Dan Blankenship, who had been digging there since the 1960s. In 2014, a show called The Curse of Oak Island started on the History Channel, and the story got a new high-tech twist. This time, the work was completely different. Drones, ground-penetrating radar, seismic scanning, everything was used. The digging intensified. Money pit, borehole 10X, swampy areas. Drilling took place wherever there was doubt. A lead cross found in Smith's Cove dates to as early as the 15th century, suggesting a connection to the Knights Templar. Bone fragments found 100 feet below ground, one European and one Middle Eastern, raised more questions. And a coin from Lot 5, dated to 300 BC Roman, means the story may be even older than it appears. Where most people talk, the Lagina brothers put in years of hard work. They found ancient ship nails, a crossbow arrow, and a gold-plated button. No trinkets, but solid evidence of centuries-old activity. They had the technology, but their real strength was their passion. Rick is a history-loving true believer. Marty is a bit of a rationalist, someone who weighs everything in numbers. But together, they poured millions into this treasure hunt, relentlessly. Each season, they showed something new, and gradually turned critics into fans. Why? They aren't just digging, they're solving a puzzle, piecing together clues. The marshy area became the biggest hotspot. Stone paths and 15th century wooden barrels were found there. Smith's Cove turned up a U-shaped structure, perhaps an old ship dock. Each discovery only strengthened the notion that something big was hidden beneath the island. There were mistakes. Some holes collapsed. Tunnels turned out to be useless. Critics say they're just chasing an illusion and magnifying things for TV. But the Lagina brothers don't care. By 2025, they'd completed 12 seasons, and their persistence finally yielded the results we're going to talk about now. What's got everyone buzzing? In 2025, the excavations once again surprised everyone. New paths have been discovered under the swamp, and a precious stone has also been found from Lot 5, which is now giving a new direction to the whole story. Robert Clotworthy had already hinted about this, that some such paths have been found that talk about much further than all the guesses so far. In 10 posts on social media, people made various speculations about this. Some even talked about finding a vault, although that has not been confirmed. So is this the big clue that everyone was waiting for? Probably not. These paths do not point directly to the treasure, but they definitely tell that something big happened here. And the matter does not end here. Because apart from the swamp, Oak Island is revealing many secrets in 2025. Now, the next thing that is surprising everyone is that mysterious gem found on Lot 5. The real question is, what is this stone? The gemstone clue on Lot 5. In 2025, while the talk of paths under the swamp was still going on, another surprising thing came to light. A gleaming precious stone was found in Lot 5. In the same episode of History Channel's Channeling the Solution, the Lagina brothers found this stone, and it was no ordinary stone. The experts tested it, cut, carved, and very old. Their opinion was clear. It dates back to the time when a very rich man came to Oak Island, and that too before 1795. What was till now a quiet and less known area of Lot 5 has now become a treasure map of sorts. So the question is, what changes with one stone? A lot. This is not the first time that something special has come out of Lot 5. Earlier also, a 300 BC coin, 17th century buttons, and half a Roman coin have been found from there in 2022. But this gemstone tells a different story. It's unlikely that it was accidentally dropped by a fisherman. Although the gemologists' names are not mentioned on the show, their report says the stone is of outstanding quality, probably medieval or even older, meaning it was brought by someone of status and wealth, be it a warrior, a pirate, or a wealthy merchant. Rick Lagina's eyes sparkle. It's a symbol of wealth. Marty asks directly, why would someone bring a gem like that to this swampy island? The team speculates the stone could be some sort of clue that the original Money Pit creators intentionally left behind centuries ago. The area of Lot 5 is on the seashore, and there is a 13-foot round stone structure on which the team has been excavating since 2022. So far, pottery fragments, old tools, and now this precious stone have been found from there. Perhaps it fell from a chest, or it was left by a rich person. Could it have some connection with the swamp paths? Possible, because no one carries such gems without reason. The lead cross and crossbow arrow found in Smith's Cove remind us again that the Knights Templar angle is still alive. Or it could be that this stone is connected to a pirate like Blackbeard, who looted many treasures in the 1710s. Now the real question is how old this stone is and how it was carved. If it turns out to be from before 1400, then history will have to be rewritten. People have speculated on X, Twitter. Some believe there might be a vault nearby. But the most interesting thing is that Lot 5 is half a mile from the money pit. So, the story isn't just about a pit. Maybe a rich man lived, worked, and hid something there. The team is going to dig around the circular rock structure next season. Right now, everyone is very excited. Because this gem is no coincidence. It's a clear sign that says, keep looking. Now the question is, what else is hidden under this land? This is where the real search begins. Let's dig into what they mean. The Lead Cross Revelation. The Lead Cross from Smith's Cove, which has been in the news since 2017, is back in the news in 2025. And this time its significance has completely changed. This is no ordinary piece of metal. It is a clue that has brought the story of Oak Island to a new turn. In Season 5, the Lagina brothers pulled it out of the mud on the seashore, a heavy handmade cross. But in Season 12, new technology and expert investigation proved that it is not just any old object, but could be a key piece of the whole story. Why? Because what attracts the most attention is its design, which clearly connects to the Knights Templar. And this claim is not light. The cross is about 13 inches long, the edges are rough, and the metal is lead. In 2025, metal experts dated it to the 12th or 13th century. That is, even before Columbus reached America. There were no pirates and no treasure in Nova Scotia. In episode 15, Channeling the Solution, historians were called in to compare the design of the cross to Templar artifacts found in Portugal and France. Everything matched: the shape of the ends, and the rough finish of the metal. Most surprising, lead isotope tests revealed the lead came from the same mine in southern France once run by the Templars, before their fall, as early as 1317. Now, is this just a coincidence? Until now, Oak Island was thought to have been a real hit in the 1600s or 1700s, perhaps linked to pirates or French Navy treasure. But a lead cross found in Smith's Cove is changing all that. It's no toy, but a direct reference to a group with money, reason, and a history of hiding treasure. The cross proves they were here 500 years ago and brought heavy goods across the ocean. When the Knights Templar were cracked down on in Europe around the 1300s, they were said to have fled with their treasure: gold, religious objects, and maybe even the Grail. Was Oak Island their hidden base? The stone pathways found beneath the swamp in 2025 may have been a network they built, used to bring the goods from ships to the money pit. The gem in Lot 5 seems to fit the picture: wealth, planning, and a clear medieval mark. Rick Lagina is completely shocked. He says it's the oldest and most convincing evidence yet, and it's not the only one. The crossbow arrow found in Lot 5 in 2022 is also of the same old Templar design. The pieces of inked paper found in the pit may be a record. Even coconut fiber, which could link to the Templars' Middle East network, fits the bill. Seismic scanning done near Smith's Cove in 2025 revealed a void 20 feet deep, just below where the cross was found. The next drill will be there. The team hopes it may be a chamber. The news has created a stir on social media. One history buff wrote, "Templar cross equals game over. Answer found." Oak Island may not have found gold yet, but recent discoveries make it clear. This place was important in the Middle Ages. Now the question is, what does this mean for the big puzzle? Wait, there are more surprises to come. The History Channel revived this old mystery in 2025 with new technology. The team left no stone unturned. Seismic scanning discovered underground voids. Ground-penetrating radar revealed hidden structures, and then the massive drilling began. Money Pit, 10x, Swamp, each yielding something that surprised everyone. The lead cross found in Smith's Cove, which dates back to the 15th century, clearly points to the Knights Templar. Bone fragments found 100 feet deep, one European and one Middle Eastern, suggest something was probably buried here centuries ago. The 300 BC Roman coin found in Lot 5 was no less surprising. Not only this, they also found old ship nails, crossbow arrows, and a gold-plated button, meaning there was some big activity here long ago. Technology showed the way, but the real life was in the dedication of brothers Rick and Marty Lagina. Rick is a believer in history. Marty follows logic and data. But together, they invested millions of rupees without stopping, despite floods, failures, and criticism. Every season they did something that turned even the first skeptics into spectators. Why? Because they are not just digging. They are trying to understand a deeper story by connecting every clue. The swamp has now become the most interesting part of the excavation. Stone paths and 15th century wooden barrels were found there. The U-shaped structure found in Smith's Cove may be a sign of an old dock. Every discovery makes one thing clear. There's something big hidden beneath this island. Not every dig was successful. Sometimes the tunnels collapsed. The passages turned out to be blocked. Critics still say that these guys are just chasing a fake treasure and making small things big for TV. But the Lagina brothers don't care. By 2025, they've completed 12 seasons, and now their hard work is paying off. So what caught everyone's attention? New passages found in the swamp in 2025, and the shiny gem in Lot 5 that changed the whole story. 2025's big discovery. Hidden Passages Under the Swamp Season 12, Episode 15, Channeling the Solution. Aired on March 11, 2025, and it surprised everyone. In this episode, Rick, Marty, and their team, while digging in the swamp, discovered some stone paths. Paths that were not random footpaths, but clearly laid out routes that passed through the mud. Imagine this. A triangular muddy swamp that was an open cove 800 years ago is now revealing its secrets. These paths were not new to the team. Earlier in Season 8, they had found a stone road that connected the swamp to the Money Pit area. There were tools like ox shoe marks and ring bolts, which suggest that heavy items may have been transported from here. But the discovery of 2025 is different. This time, not just one path, but several paths have been found. Some lead straight to the Money Pit, while some turn in other directions. What does this mean? There was not just excavation on this island, there was a whole system here, and that too from a long time ago. When the 2025 excavations found stone paths under the swamp, the team realized that this was no ordinary thing. Archaeologist Aaron Taylor and scientist Ian Spooner clearly said, these paths were not made just like that. They could be a transport network. It is possible that barrels or chests full of treasure were pulled from here at some point, perhaps from a dock to a hidden chamber. Samples taken from the swamp also confirm this. The report says that salt water entered here around 1300 or 1400, and this does not seem to be natural, but due to human interference. Why is this discovery big? Because it changed the focus of the entire story. Till now, everyone's eyes were on the money pit, where digging was done deep, floods were fought, and hopes were placed to find gold. But now the swamp has come to the center, an area that people never took seriously. Now the picture is emerging. Ships of the past came to the cove, unloaded cargo, and then carried cargo along the stone paths to a hidden location. A 15th century wooden barrel fragment has also been found, with burn marks and stress cracks, that looks like it made a long, difficult journey. Some are now linking it to the shipwreck theory. A ship ran aground, then was deliberately burned to destroy evidence. The stone paths may have been a way to transport the treasure. The team is excited. Rick Lagina calls it evidence of intent. That is, it was all planned, not random. Marty is now trying to calculate how much weight an ox cart could pull along those paths. Narrator Robert Clotworthy also said about it, "These paths show that something happened here that is beyond our greatest expectations. There was a flood of posts on X. Some people believe that a big vault or chamber is about to be found, although nothing has been confirmed yet. The audience is completely hooked. Is this the big clue that everyone was waiting for? Probably not. These paths do not directly talk about treasure, but they definitely tell that something big and well thought out happened on this land. And the story does not end here. Because the next question is now in everyone's mind, that shining gem of Lot 5. What is it actually? The gemstone clue on Lot 5. While the swamp paths were already drawing attention in the 2025 excavations, another surprising discovery was made: a glowing gemstone found in Lot 5. This happened in the episode Channeling the Solution. This was no ordinary stone. When examined, it was discovered. It was carved, it was old, and most importantly, it revealed that a rich man had lived here as long ago as 1795. Lot 5, which was considered a quiet corner until now, suddenly became a treasure map. Now the question is, what difference does one glowing stone make? The difference is huge. Many things have been found in Lot 5 before. A 300 BC coin, 17th century buttons, and half a Roman coin in 2022. But this gemstone is different. It is not some small jewel dropped while fishing. Gemologists say, this stone is of the finest quality, probably medieval or even older. The meaning is clear. It belonged to someone who had no shortage of money, be it a warrior, a robber, or a rich businessman. The team was surprised. Rick's eyes sparkled. This is a sign of wealth. Marty's question was, why would someone bring such a gem to a swampy island? The theory that is being formed now is this gem may have been left behind by the people of that era, who were behind the money pit. Now, just imagine the scene. Lot 5 is near the sea, and there is a 13-feet stone circle here, which the team has been observing since 2022. It is from there that pot pieces, tools, and now this gem have been found. Perhaps it fell from a chest or was left behind by a special guest, and it may be connected to the paths of the swamp. It is possible that these paths were the original delivery routes of the treasure. The Templar thing comes up again. An old lead cross found at Smith's Cove, an arrow from a crossbow. All of this adds up to a picture. Some people also associate it with pirates, like Blackbeard, who kept collecting treasures at several places in the 1710s. The age of this gem and its carving are the most important. If it turns out to be from before 1400, then we will have to rewrite the history books. There was an uproar on social media. People are speculating whether there is a vault hidden somewhere nearby. But the thing to note is this: Lot 5 is about half a mile away from the money pit. So what should be inferred from this? It is clear. This story is not just about a pit. Some rich man lived on this island, worked, and perhaps even hid something. The team is now planning the next excavation near that stone circle. And this time, everyone's expectations are even higher, because this gem is not a coincidence. It is an open signal. Keep searching. And now let's talk about the discovery that first turned doubt into belief. When the team called in historians to examine the lead cross in episode 15, the results were surprising. The design of the cross matched Templar artifacts found in Portugal and France. The same jagged edges, the same rough metal texture. When lead isotope tests were performed, the lead used came from the same mine in southern France, where the Knights Templar themselves once worked, before their fall in 1307. This is no ordinary find. It's a clue that links directly to people with motive, money, and a history of hiding treasure. So why is this discovery so big? Because it turns the whole timeline on its head. Until now, the real buzz on Oak Island was thought to have started in the 1600s or 1700s, like the pirate Captain Kidd or the French Navy's hidden treasure. But the cross clearly shows that someone got there 500 years earlier, and with heavy luggage, crossing the Atlantic. When the Templars were chased out of Europe, it said they took gold, religious objects, and maybe even the Holy Grail. The question is, was Oak Island their secret hideout? The stone paths discovered in 2025 under the marsh are believed to have led their goods from the docks to the money pit. And when you add in the precious gems from Lot 5, the picture becomes even clearer. There wasn't just treasure. There was planning, wealth, and a medieval trail that's slowly being revealed.